guitar.com. We're here at Summer NAMM 2012 in Nashville, checking out what's new from Empress, and you've got a couple new sound boxes here. What were you listening to just then?
That is our new tape delay. It's basically the three tape modes from our vintage modified super delay, which is the one right next to it there. We took them out and made a simpler version in a smaller box for guys that don't need as much versatility. It's kind of like a straight ahead one that's less knobs, but the sound and the converters and all that stuff are exactly the same. So it'll still have all the awesomeness that the vintage modified super delay had.
You want to show us the three different sounds?
Yeah, sure. So we're on the old mode there, which is pretty dark, a lot of compression, some grit in there. I'll start with the new. Basically, it's the three tape ages is how we've set it up. So this is the new tape age here. And then progressively getting older. You got the old. Vintage, got lots of modulation, so it'll really wash out, and you kind of lose the distinctness of the repeats, and it'll just kind of get in the background. And then on top of that, you can add more modulation with this modulation switch, little or lots, and then we also have a filter, so you can high pass or low pass the repeats. So. Going with lots of modulation and a dark filter will really push it in the background and let your playing come through without kind of losing your initial picking. And then to set the tempo, you can use tap tempo or the knob. When you're in tap tempo mode, the knob for delay time actually acts as a ratio, so you can multiply it, 2 to 1 or 4 to 1. You can also get dotted eighths or triplets and stuff like that. I'm thinking like September we should have it ready to go, hopefully. Yeah.
And do you know how much it's going to retail for?
We're thinking $299, but until we actually put them together and know how much they're going to cost to make, it's tough to know for sure. But that's what we're shooting for.
It's a ballpark. Now you also have a couple of new buffers, right?
Yeah. So. On the board we have our Buffer Plus, which also we're hoping to do in the fall, and then off the board to your right there's just the standard buffer. So if we start with that guy, it's actually two buffers in one. There's your guitar would go in, and then I'll do it here. So your guitar goes in here, and then it sends it out through a loop, and then basically that would be your pedal board. So all your pedals would go a loop out and come back in, and then it'd be buffered again going out to your amp. And then there's also an isolated tuner out on there. And then for the Buffer Plus, it's got all that, and then we've added some cool features. There's a boost that it's clean boost up to 30 dB. That's switchable with the foot switch. And then you can also, by holding the foot switch down, you can use it as a tuner mute. So you can, it'll just leave the tuner out, but mute your output basically. And then there's an input pad that's a 3 dB boost or cut, booster cut. And then we have a noise filter on here that is similar to actually how Dolby does all their noise filtering. Anything that's in the loop will get about 3 dB on the little setting and about 6 to 10 dB in the lot setting of noise reduction. And then last but definitely not least, on the side here there's a input loading circuit that lets you load down the pickups of your guitar. So some people find when they're using a buffer that it's actually a little too bright for them. So with the input loading, you can actually load down your pickups again a little bit to get where you want, so it reacts like there's a cable in there, but it's not, you don't lose all the high end. And when you switch in a buffered pedal, you don't get that crazy high end boost that sometimes you would get otherwise.
All right, well that's a lot of stuff in a little pedal there. When are these guys going to be available?
Again, hoping in the fall, September or October is what we're shooting for, providing no disasters. And I think price-wise, I think we're hoping for $119 for the buffer and the Buffer Plus at $179.
All right. If people want to learn more about these pedals or any of the other ones you make, where can they go online?
EmpressEffects.com. We got everything there. These aren't actually up on the website yet, but when we get back into town, we should get them done.
All right, cool. Well, thank you very much for taking some time to walk us through the new stuff.
Thanks for having us.
This is Rebecca Dirks for PremierGuitar.com.